issues in your basement, on your property, contact Brandon at B Dry. Inside, outside, they can dry you out. Water no more. Family Landscape, make your neighbors green with envy. Contact Russ, make your yard Yeti ready. CBI Cables, what the pros use. Custom audio, custom video, network and power cables, built for your needs. CBI Cables, plug them in. Norris Candy, home of the original candy turkey joints. Check them out online or stop in 321 North Dockstader Ave in Rome, New York. Bag Square Brewing Company, downtown Utica. Authentic German beer, authentic German food. Try the schnitzel. Ask for a cross check. Utica's finest barber shop. Contact Jordan Baldwin or Kevin Beach on Booksy.com. It's where Crosscheck gets his haircuts. Duratagre for all your new construction plumbing needs. Outside, inside, all around the town. Contact Dura. You need the pipe? They have the pipes. Utica Club Lounge, where the Yeti hang out pre-game and post-game. Incredible food. We have live music. Have a drink with the Yeti. Get some autographs. Bay Farms, where the beef's at. Where the hay's at. Contact Jimmy Fay. Master Vito Hyundai. Make your move to Master Vito. The Yeti have. It's been a great season so far. What a score. Brandwide Distillery, Cortland, New York. Stop in, say hello to Jimbo. Check out the shop. While you're at the shop, get yourself a little sampler. Sample that coffee liqueur. Have a little gin and tonic, maybe. And I know he's got that rumski. Stop in. It's what the Yeti drink. Join us on Monday nights. Toast with Brandwide Distillery, Utica Mac Incorporated. For all your sales and service needs, contact Francis Simile, CRM Commercial Residential Management. Contact Jason down at CRM, Robert Dix Jr. Insurance Agency. Contact Bobby Dix, Rome Sign and Display Company, where we get all our banners here at the Yeti outfit. Liberty Affordable Housing. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, local representative and a friend of the Yeti. The B-Dry System. Water issues in your basement, on your property, contact Brandon at B Dry. Inside, outside, they can dry you out. Water no more. Family Landscape, make your neighbors green with envy. Contact Russ, make your yard.
Hello, Yeti Nation.
What's up, Greg Beecher? Hello, Yeti Nation.
How are
Welcome back. Happy belated 4th of July.
Absolutely.
How's everything going?
It's going good. I got my brand Y here. I'm just finishing off my bottle of coffee. I've already gotten pretty well into the Rumsky. That's probably a personal favorite of mine. I don't really like mixing stuff with it. I just drink it. So to me, I think that Rumsky, I mean, the coffee's good, but man, that Rumsky really hits the spot. That disappears quick in my house.
Yeah, my wife, she got into over the 4th, got into the coffee liquor, and she mixed it with a Dippin' Donuts, a cold brew, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, this is good." So, if the missus gives the sign of approval, I'm all in. That's what that, and I like to mix the Jimbo's vodka with the Mountain Dew. I'm a Mountain Dew guy, so
Yeah.
ice and
Yeah, my father-in-law's more into the vodka, so I gave it to him, and I'm pretty sure the next time we go up there, we will definitely have our fair share of sampling in that. And honestly, though, so I have drank in the vodka, and that is one of the only vodkas I will drink just out of a cup. I'm not necessarily a big vodka guy, but I tell you, I did really enjoy the taste of it. It was very smooth. I did the sample there, so yeah, I can't wait for me and my father-in-law to get up there and try it out. But more importantly, we finally got your commercials now that there's one game left in the season. We kind of got everything
we're
lined
getting them
up.
done. We're getting them done in regards to slow. We're like the tortoise. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Everybody's gonna get a little help, and we always thank our sponsors for all the help that they. Without our sponsors, we don't do what we're doing. And I know we're loving and having a great time doing what we're doing, and hopefully we're spreading the game in the best possible manner, and that's what we're all about. So, thank you, sponsors. Thank you. all of you.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to thank all the
We'll
sponsors.
we'll go
Well,
through. We'll go through them in a little while.
on top
In
of
regards,
the sponsors, though, I would like to give a little extra shout out to a couple of the guys like Bobby Dix. He's always down there. Andy running the scoreboard, and Mr. Leota Russ is always down there helping out. So yes, you have guys that step up and sponsor, but not only do those guys step up and sponsor, they also run the a lot of the stuff. So I mean, without those guys, really, there would be no Utica Yeti. And it was really nice to see you guys
they're
get back to that family atmosphere, homegrown boys, and you can feel it in the arena. And yes, you haven't gotten the outcome you wanted in every game, but man, has it been fun to watch.
we're right there. It's a matter of tweaking a couple things and finding the right pieces, putting the right puzzle pieces in the right place, and having some fun while we're doing it. We're definitely putting smiles on people's faces. That's what you know.
A lot of
I can't.
smiles, and so I mean, how about Hayden McMonagle? We didn't even get a chance to talk about that young man. So you talk about talent, a very smart young man, and just so well spoken. And then to listen to him play, that's why I went live on Instagram, because I was like, wow, this is so cool. Like, it to me, it was just so amazing that he was up there playing while the guys were warming up. So missed a lot of his warm up, and then got down there, suited up, and then after came back up and put on a wonderful performance. Really, the only issue I've had is the first time the Nexus Center told us no re-entry, and I'm a smoker. It's like, man, you got to let me get out there and get back inside.
Yeah, but as far as they are supposed to have bracelets so that everybody
Yeah,
can get back in.
it
So
was
that's a
fixed
good
for no,
feature.
it was fixed for the second game. It's like everything else. We get it dialed in a
Yep.
little bit as we go, and really, you can't expect it to be any different. So, one final guaranteed home game in the season.
That's it.
Gave the boys the weekend off. When are you guys meeting back up?
Wednesday night. Actually, Greg, there's a lot I got to actually announce. A lot of things happened between this week to last week. Our junior Yeti, we took flight last Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, and we had, I think, 14 at our junior Yeti practice. And that number since then has gone up to, we got over 17 that are signed up and going. From that, it's jumped again with the NABLL championship being here in Utica. We're putting our team together. So the girls, led by Brittany, that practices and is on the roster for the Yeti on Team USA as well. Uh,
I had myself muted. Sorry. So she's essentially in the position that Mario was in a couple years ago, that third string goalie, working her way up into it. We haven't seen her at the games, and it's just kind of one of those things. But with the Team USA, how cool has it been for you guys to get to see like that level? I mean, you guys kind of take it for granted. You got Coach Tony, the assistant coach, on the USA team. Then you've got Brittany playing. You guys get to see it all the time. I mean, just take a minute and just explain to maybe some of the people who are watching this. Really, box lacrosse for women's is the exact same sport. So she plays with you guys in practice, no different. There's nobody else out
no
there.
different.
Yeah, same
No different.
rules.
Whether it's 5-on-5, 1-on-1s, warming up, everything is exactly the same. As far as heck of a competitor. As far as I think she brings the knowledge. Her father is a goalie, former goalie, Ben, and her brother. Brandon. There's so many names. I just got back from our youth
But
program, so I had
Brandon. Is that
Miller,
who? Yeah.
number 20.
Yeah, I was going to say
Yes,
the guy
yes.
that lit it up last weekend. So that makes so much more sense now, because when you look at him picking those outside shots, you can tell he spends a lot of time with that stick in his hand, and having a sister who can play goalie. I mean, I don't know if it gets any better than that. I remember we were kids, we were always trying to find somebody to put the pads on, and usually it was just whichever one of us wasn't the best player. So to have somebody that's actually a goalie to shoot on all the time, that it makes a lot of sense.
8 years ago, he was at the U.S. tryouts as a goalie. Yes, he's a former goalie. He
Oh, so he knows how to play goalie himself.
he knows how to play exactly. It's in the genes. Her son is actually in the NLL, junior NLL. I believe possibly either Rochester, Buffalo, but Britt's
Definitely one of the
son.
two, because there's only two. So if we say
Yeah,
Rochester or Buffalo, we got that part nailed down.
I mean, that's a beautiful thing. As far as a lot of great things, yeah. So we
No,
are
but let's
going.
talk. Let's
We're
talk a little
going
bit more
forward.
about that Junior
Yeah,
Yeti though. So you've got Aaron Coleman running the show, and I forgot the other guy's name, but
Ryan Sparacino.
I don't get to see
Uh,
Ryan that much, so I mean, unfortunately, maybe we got to get him up in the booth to kind of tell us about the youth program at the start of the game if we can work that out. But no, kudos to him and Aaron stepping up, and that's one thing. So when you watch Coleman play too, for the younger guys, he is just a grinder. He's like there's not a lot of guys that you feel confident sending into the corner, but you send that bulldog into the corner, there's a good chance somebody's coming out with the ball, and I'm willing to bet more times than not it's him.
you know, there's no question. I am thankful he's on my side of the field. We've seen over, last year.
We
It
seen
doesn't.
he's a
If he's
peacock. You
going,
gotta let him
if he's
fly.
going, and you want to know what? How else do you sell as a defensive coach? You always say, if you're going, you don't go halfway. You go all the way. You selling out. You're going. You're going. Uh, Aaron's you can't. He's a Marine. He's still a Marine.
No, he's got that mentality of when he's in, he's
Absolutely.
all in.
Yeah, I'm all
Absolutely.
in.
He's one of those guys. He's so much fun to watch. And then you got to, from my perspective, getting to watch him, you really see the leadership quality he has taught a lot of these younger guys as far as discipline. Like you look at somebody like Leota, and for him to be able to take that penalty, was that last week or the week before? I think it
Got
was
his
last
helmet
week.
ripped off.
Yeah, and
Got his helmet ripped
just
off.
smiled.
Exactly.
Oh my God, I was so proud to be like just to be associated with the Leota clan, to watch the way that planned out. I mean, how cool is that got to be for us to get to watch your son just mature like that? I mean,
Sure.
literally, you're talking a year. One
A year.
season ago, he would have acted completely different. Now he's got his lineman certificate. He's out there playing responsible. Kudos to like I said, the Leota clan. And honestly, I think a lot of it has to do with you've got some big defensive leadership down there. We talk Fay Farms. I mean, I don't know. If you don't know Jimmy Fay, it sucks for you. It's he's one of those human beings that just some of us are fortunate to know and to see him out there. And you guys really do have a great core of guys that have played together for probably close to 20 years now. When you talk about like him and Sikosi and Jesse, Uncle Jesse being a
Brandon
part of it,
Davis.
Brandon, yeah,
Yeah.
that whole group.
Through Tri City, we've had there's a core guys. Well, David and Jimmy Fay were on my USCLA team, which was the semi-professional field lacrosse before the MLL. And as far as it's great to still see these guys running and still have the passion that they have and the abilities that they have at the age that they are, because it isn't easy.
No,
This isn't a simple man's sport.
no, this is not. I mean, yes, they're weekend warriors. But it's like, I mean, Tony says it all the time. You're not going to get in shape at practice. You guys practice one
No,
day a week. You're not going to get your stick skills in practice or learn to cradle. That's
right.
all done on your own. And really, the team practice is more you're working on cohesion, you're working on systems and stuff like that. And I mean, what a great leader though, because just when you look at the age of some of those guys, and every one of them comes in shape and ready to play.
When you're sitting there, we have a group me that we have, and to sit there and see, Neil Paulus, the elder statesman, sending a 2-3 mile run in 14 minutes and 55 seconds or something like that, and then you start seeing a Jared Hussey pop on, with his, and guys start rolling and start throwing in their workout.
Hang on. Let's
It's
just take a
accountability.
second to appreciate the fact that Neil Paulus is still running. Who cares about what that time is? I mean, so Neil now, like I've gotten to meet a bunch of these guys through Can-Am, and what they all tell me about Neil is he is absolutely on a different level when it comes to mental toughness compared to some of these guys. Like the way he can push himself, the way he carries himself, what he demands of himself, and you see it. I mean, he's scoring freaking big goals out in Europe, throwing it behind the back like he's some young
Yeah.
kid out there. And meanwhile, Neil's closer to 50 than he is 30, and look at him go.
Yeah, and props to him and that determination of wanting to play. That's it's the fountain of youth, because it's found our fountain, and our kids are, they're playing with legends. All honestly, and that's what's
Yeah.
great about it.
No, I mean,
They're,
you look up and down, like you said, you've got tons of guys on your team who have been, as far as Neil's played obviously all over at all levels. You've got Coach Tony coaching for USA. You've got Mario Diaz was, flirting with Team Mexico. I don't know how that ended up panning out, if he's going to end up playing with them or not. But you've got Virgin Islands with Suits. I mean, you guys have what you've essentially done, I think, is given like Blaine Stotler and Hussey and all of these young guys a chance that most people won't have. Like, not everybody gets that opportunity, and to watch your young guys kind of grab the bull by the horns. And what is that big kid? I forget his name, but
Which
29.
29
I,
is Peter Colburn.
oh my goodness. Wow,
Yeah,
is he going to be a blast as you watch him
he's gonna
mature
be
into it?
fun.
He's
You
so
know,
big and he's
so he's
so,
got those long arms that can just reach around, and it's like, oh
but
man,
just like
I
when you
tell you,
watch that,
and he loves it. He absolutely loves it.
right,
He's
and you
like,
watch that catch and spin goal, you can see he's got the stick skills and he's got the talent. And just
oh yeah,
as
oh
that
yeah.
IQ grows with box lacrosse, though, I mean, uh, honestly, though, Paul, could you say, I mean, you see him a lot more, so you might be able to say you expected it, but did you honestly expect that your young guys were going to have this good of a start?
Oh, we need to continue to mature. On the field. Obviously the mistakes are still there, and I'm not slamming the guys. They're freaking playing awesome ball. But it's a continued. Here's a stretch. We showed face. We can play with the spirits. As far as you want to what. Now we need to do what we need to do starting this week on Friday night against the Riverhawks. They beat us by 4. So if we want a second place finish and host another home game for the playoffs, we better beat them by at least 5 and then continue the run out in Seneca on the 19th. So very excited. This week has brought like I said, started with the Junior Yeti, started, and that was right before the 4th of July. The night before the 4th of July, guys are coming from Fulton, Syracuse, all over. So very excited about that. And now with the women being announcing that we got our women going, and then now it's game week. And knowing what's at stake, knowing what's going on, as far as the eyes are on us, you put everything on TV. Well, you want to know what? It's time to put up or shut up. And I don't want to shut up, and I ain't going to shut up. In regards to, we're going to go down and we're going to play some awesome ball. Once again, the guys have been finally finding their niche and finding their grooves, finding their marks.
You had a
So
lot
the
of new
defense,
parts and pieces kind of moving in together, and that's one thing. So actually, Stamper explained this to me in a way that I didn't really understand when we were doing that NLL highlight show. It was one of my favorite parts was kind of hearing these little nuanced details. So as your year goes on, like I noticed that the scoring went way down, and I thought it was just the goalies kind of getting onto it. And one thing he explained was really, so with offense, you rely so much on creativity and so much as a 2-man game or a 3-man game. You can kind of get away with a couple guys that know each other real well. And I mean, like, you've got a core of guys, like even just having Chuck and Al Snow, like getting up there, with those two big bodies. And those boys have played together now for 4 years. So, I mean, they're on that level already. And, but your defensive unit, where you really get that cohesion, is as the season builds, you're learning who to slide, when to slide, how you're going to slide, where you want this guy. And honestly, it's that the mental part of the defense, and that's where you see the teams really starting to lock things down the further in. You guys have a very short season. I mean, a 6-game regular season to any league, that is, I mean, you're talking, that's like NFL football. Every game matters so much. You can't lose.
every game,
It's,
every game. We're 1-3. We're fighting for second place, or if we lose, we're looking at last place. There's so much that can go. One game. Going back to the Spirits game. 2 lucky bounces, or step out and we play defense a little better on 66, and he
well,
doesn't have
one,
10 goals.
right. And one
There's a
thing
lot of.
that you guys did very well against the Spirits in the second game, not so much the first one, though, is you made sure that it wasn't a runaway game, because those
Well,
points add
what
up
you want
big
to, what I
time.
got to say is it was our very first game up in Oswego, so that was definitely something. We didn't have a face-off guy since then. Isaac is come to.
Yeah, there's another
Eh,
young guy that I forgot about.
yeah,
And,
yeah. I
and
mean,
honestly, how cool has that been? So like me and you were talking and we might as well say it now. We were talking and you're like, "Man, I don't know. We might have to break out Mr. Farrell again and tell him he's not running the score clock. He might be taking some face-offs for us." And then you find this young man and
and he went through the Farrell Face-Off Academy.
makes sense
That's
though.
the
I mean,
cool
it
thing.
makes
But that's a Whitesboro kid who Andy and Nikki and Andy, Nikki, and Nate. I'm
Nate.
sorry,
Yeah, Nate, Andy,
and
Nick, yeah.
Nate. As far as they all worked with the kid, from when they've been little kids. That's what's awesome about being homegrown. A lot of these kids now starting to, there's more than just
Well,
field.
that's what I was just going to
There's
say. So,
more.
how many of these kids were Tri-City kids that are now on your team?
Oh, geez.
I mean, that's a big number when you talk. I mean, because you're talking some of your guys with a few years on. I know Blaine, Suits, like so many of the guys were.
Jared Hussey, Tri City. Blaine, Tri City. Jimmy Fay is technically a Tri City. Jeremy Leary, Tri City. Luke is Tri City. Hayden McDonald, Tri City. Ryan Sparacito, Tri City. Peter Colburn, Tri City. Peter Leota, Tri City. Isaac, Tri City. Not Chris McDonald. Not Charlie.
Oh, he didn't
Masad.
drive from Maryland to play in Tri-City?
No, he didn't. He was. I think he was up in Boston at that point in time. Uh, let's see here. Nick Kiefer, Tri City. Shannon Sullivan, Tri City. So, yeah, there's a lot of Brandon Davis, Tri City. There's a lot of Tri City blood, and it's a lot of to see.
Between
If you,
Tri-City and Herculum, you got to have three-quarters of your team.
oh, without a doubt.
Hands
Oh,
down. And let's just take a second to really talk about. I mean, Bob Leary,
yeah.
what an asset he has been. I mean, you guys are a great duo together. It always has been. You guys are like it's that terrible tandem, and it's just great things. But for me, getting to listen to Bob on the play-by-play, like as he's been going, he is just getting better and better. And because he's had the knowledge, I mean, Bob, he's coached Haudenosaunee Nationals. You're not going to get to a higher level anywhere than that, as far as I'm concerned. What an honor to be able to, to be invited there, and then for him to be able to, yeah, I don't know. You guys are, it's a very
The people that I've been able to meet through Bob, over the course of my career at with Tri City, with coaching with Bob, being at the MVCC, throughout the years,
hanging out
it's
at
been
Bag
pretty
Square
special.
afterwards, where I
Oh,
got to meet Cam Bomberry, and then I got to watch his son Jake play for that Grand River team and shoot, and I sent him a message, and I'm like, Bud, these are some great highlights. And then Bob tells me, oh, that's Cam's kid. And I was
yeah,
like, oh, no shit, I didn't know any of
yeah.
that. But I mean, just,
Meeting KWAS, right,
yeah,
Brett Bucktooth, Ron Cogan. As far as some of these people that I've met through the course of being introduced to the box game, has been immense. Getting out Tony Gray, Rich Hodgson, not Rich Hodge. How do you say?
Hodge,
How do
Rich
you
Hodge.
Rich Hodge? Some of these guys that
Rich Hodge, I would actually like to give a shout out. So Rich has helped me out in more ways as far as kind of mentoring on some of the business side of things and dealing with things. So I would like to take an opportunity. I'm sure Rich doesn't get a ton of shout out because he's more of
uh,
he does a lot of the administrative stuff behind the scenes. But I tell you, Rich is one of those guys. He has allowed thousands of kids and young men to be able to play, at levels that, even just to meet Tony and to do the stuff that they do together. Yeah, I mean, Rich,
yeah,
huge shout out to him. They got the Golden Bears up for the very
yeah.
first battle on the barge. I do miss the battle on the barge. That is a fun way to
We're going to
kick it
bring it
off.
back.
But
Once this economy kicks into gear, and we can get some of these people up here. Once they
just
see
got to get them in
what it's
once.
like, it's it. It's incredible. The facility. I call it the igloo on purpose. If you're a goalie, you want to play in Utica because it's climate controlled. It's 60. I think it's set at 60, 67 degrees. Oh yeah. It's great. Yeah, well, even for the runners, those guys, with the running that the miles that they put on, in all honesty, it is miles, even on a small field, not the outdoor
Well,
field, but inside the rink.
especially guys like Leota and those your
Oh,
transition
yeah.
guys, your guys that are going to run at the length of the floor, or you've got some of your offensive guys that always will stay on. You've kind of got that high guy that stays back to make sure they don't get the fast break. And no, I mean those guys without a doubt. And if anybody doesn't think that 200 feet is a long distance to run, go ahead and sprint 200 feet. Let me know how you feel after. And like
You're going
really
to feel,
sprint, like somebody's chasing you
yeah.
with a stick and going to beat you with it.
Well, that's after you sprinted down, took a shot, went for the ground ball, couldn't get the ground ball, turned around and had to chase all the way back because you were on the heels. Some of the athletes that we have, it's been incredible. It's been a privilege, and I hope we get the opportunity to continue to get the igloo packed because it's going to be great. We got Chad Plants there this Friday night. We got Crafty Beach is going to be there. We got Snow Beads is going to be there. Brand Wide Distillery is going to be there.
Oh, he's gonna
I'm
be
trying to
back.
think.
I gotta take advantage because that's one thing I don't really. I spend enough time in the car. I really don't want to have to take another trip out to Cortland. I'm gonna have to stock up a little bit because I tell you, Jimbo has got it going on when it comes to that. Like I said, I really only drink, well, when we do Yeti talks, basically, I have one a
Yeah.
week, and then other than that, I will. If we go out and get after a little bit, it was July 4th, so you had to have a couple and make yourself feel
Yeah.
good. And yeah, it's Jimbo. I love what he's doing there, and the small business that you guys have had there. It's been a lot of fun. I know Crafty Beach. We've had a blast. The kids have had a blast getting to customize people's jerseys and stuff. And if there's anything anybody wants, we've got the CNC burner and stuff, so there could be more customization if anybody wants. Like those picture frames. I was going to put Yeti all over them, but I was like, well, if any of the kids want them, now the junior Yeti, we might have to put it on it.
It's gonna, the opportunity is endless. Sky's the limit, and that goes for any general manager that's out there. It's a matter of what, there is you got to bust your ass. I'm not gonna lie. Once again, I've gotten lucky with a lot of people that I've known over the course of 30 some years coaching and doing I'm not boasting, but being able to get out there and do a good job and make sure that you're doing it the right way. It's come to fruition where you want to know what people have reciprocated, especially with sponsorship. So again, it's a heartfelt and a true thank you to every one of them. And we
Hang on.
sometimes you do.
On that note, let's
Yeah,
listen to the
let's get the
sponsors.
sponsors.
Let's listen to the sponsors.
Hey, Yeah. Master Vito Hyundai.
All right,
Make
so
your
we're
move to Master Vito. The Yeti have. It's been a great season so far. What a score. Brand Wide Distillery, Cortland, New York. Stop in. Say hello to Jimbo. Check out the shop. While you're at the shop, get yourself a little sampler. Sample that coffee liqueur. Have a little gin and tonic, maybe. And I know he's got that rumski. Stop in. It's what the Yeti drink. Join us on Monday nights. Toast with Brand Wide Distillery, Utica Mac Incorporated. For all your sales and service needs, contact Branches Simile, CRM Commercial Residential Management. Contact Jason down at CRM, Robert Dix Jr. Insurance Agency. Contact Bobby Dix, Rome Sign and Display Company, where we get all our banners here at the Yeti outfit. Liberty Affordable Housing. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, local representative and a friend of the Yeti. The B-Dry System. Water issues in your basement, on your property, contact Brandon at B-Dry. Inside, outside, they can dry you out. Water no more. Family Landscape, make your neighbors green with envy. Contact Russ, make your yard Yeti ready. CBI Cables, what the pros use. Custom audio, custom video, network and power cables, built for your needs. CBI Cables, plug them in. Norris Candy, home of the original candy turkey joints. Check them out online or stop in 321 North Dockstader Ave in Rome, New York. Bag Square Brewing Company, downtown Utica. Authentic German beer, authentic German food. Try the schnitzel. Ask for a cross check. Utica's finest barber shop. Contact Jordan Baldwin or Kevin Beach on Booksy.com. It's where Crosscheck gets his haircuts. Duratagre for all your new construction plumbing needs. Outside, inside, all around the town. Contact Dura. You need the pipe? They have the pipes. Utica Club Lounge, where the Yeti hang out pre-game and post-game. Incredible food. We have live music. Have a drink with the Yeti. Get some autographs. Fay Farms, where the beef's at. Where the hay's at. Contact Jimmy Fay. Master Vito Hyundai. Make your move to Master Vito. The Yeti have. It's been a great season so far. What a score. Brandwide Distillery, Cortland, New York. Stop in, say hello to Jimbo. Check out the shop. While you're at the shop, get yourself a little sampler. Sample that coffee liqueur.
All right, so thank you very much to the sponsors.
And make your move to Master Vito Hyundai.
I was just gonna say, and it's make your move. I almost screwed it up, but no, I really appreciate it. The cool part is too. So as you do it, anybody who doesn't know, Leota, so Family Landscaping is Pete Leota and their family. It's his dad Russ, and I'm sure it's a family business. That landscaping is tough work. So you can obviously tell as you see Russ is still in phenomenal shape. He's quite involved with all of that. So we've got Brandon Davis with B Drive, Fay Farms, Jimmy Fay, also with used to work for Dura and Tigray. It really is a family affair.
It's it's an adventure that you want to know what I'm so thankful that I have the guys that I have with me riding this crazy trip it's been, because I got some brothers that I know that I didn't have that I know I have, and from Greg Beecher to Bobby Leary to Jimmy Fay to Brandon Davis to Russ Leota to Spiro to all
It's
I can't say
it actually
enough.
has got to
I
be.
can't say enough, man.
It's got to be
It's
something
incredible.
too for I just know from our perspective. I mean, you talked to me and then we hadn't seen each other in like 20 years. And the,
Yeah,
the first time I hear from you, we're like, "Hey, I'm going to show up with a cell phone and start taking some videos." And fuck, here we
it's been a
are.
pretty good trip. Pretty good trip.
What a-
As far as this week, I am not going to lie to you. We're pulling out all the stops, folks. As far as pay attention, if you can't get down to the igloo to watch it live, definitely tune in, because we're prepping up and we want the world to see what the crew can do. And you want to know what? It's going to be exciting. We're going to throw a little twist in there. You're going to hear my voice. You're going to hear somebody else's voice on the PA system, because as far as diversifying, you want to know what? I want to get some women into this concept as well. And a young lady that I've had an opportunity to watch her grow with lacrosse and the adventure of doing the announcing and everything. Kaylee's going to get a little opportunity to do some shout out talking while we're doing some adventurous things, like throwing them those Fay Farms
Frisbees.
the Fay Farm Frisbees. And that's why I said it that way. I'm like, got to say it 4 times, you get a free Frisbee.
If you could say that 4 times.
4 times. Mrs. Noecker will smack me upside the head, because there you go.
She's just gonna have all the little kids sitting there. Fay Farms Frisbee, Fay Farms Frisbee.
Exactly. But as far as thank you very much, Fay Farm Frisbee. The 50-50s. I think you want to know what, Greg? We might go on a record right now and say we're going to throw a jersey into this. You want to know what? This weekend or this Friday night, we're going to throw a jersey into the whether it's the 50-50 or if we throw it into the garbage can. Anybody who gets it in the garbage can, we've now had a couple of the Fay Farm Frisbees get inside the circle, so we had a little measure off. But if anybody, and you want to know what? If anybody gets it in there, there's going to be a jersey inside, a brand new 2024 jersey inside the garbage can for the Fay Farm Frisbee fling.
So it's gonna be like if you can make it into the bucket.
Not only do you get the money, but you also get
A jersey.
jersey. Yeah.
Ooh, I
So
like it.
it's a win-win. So you may want to get a couple extra frisbees this week because
I'm gonna buy some because I've got a pretty good vantage point. I'll just have to make sure I move a couple cables so I don't knock anything out when I throw it. But
yeah.
no,
But yeah,
I've got a couple Yeti jerseys. I definitely need a new one because I think my Yeti jersey has an IBLA still on it. So I need a new
yeah,
Yeti
you got
jersey.
the old school.
Yeah,
The other thing is, like I said earlier, we got Chad Plants. It's a local guy. He's been in several bands. Caution, Psychometrics. Does a lot of Grateful Dead. As you can see, maybe you didn't see it, but on one of my posts that I had on Facebook there, he was shaking Elvis's hand. So he is a connoisseur of the Elvis songs. So his music is awesome.
very
So I'm
diverse. It
hoping
sounds like he's all over the
very
place.
covered. He can. You want to know what that is? Between singing some Johnny Cash to probably Pearl Jam. He's to Jerry Garcia
That's my
to.
kind of night. That's I like it all. I just like good music. Everything
He's
country
awesome.
music
He's
doesn't do
awesome.
much for me. I can say everything
So
else I listen to.
we definitely want people to get down there and definitely enjoy the pregame and postgame. We're going to make sure that, if it is getting a little bit too hectic on the field with the autographs, we're going to take it up into the lounge so that everybody has an opportunity to hear the postgame celebration.
I'm
And when I
excited.
say celebration, whether it's our team, which I'm obviously hopeful for, but I'm hoping that the Oswego guys come on up as well because it's an environment. The Spirit came up and they hung out with us to the very end. It was grateful and appreciate that. So it's definitely good to give back to our sponsors when we can. So that is a
Absolutely.
cool thing.
That
That is a
I
cool thing.
that's I'll just tell Charity that's why I'm having as many shots of Jameson as I did. It was because I was just trying to support the Utica Club Lounge. It was it wasn't that I wanted to have a bunch of shots and not be able to function or drive home
One
on. I
Jameson,
definitely
one Utica Club. One Jameson,
well,
Utica Club has water.
the worst
Water is what they
right.
say, right?
And the worst part for me is though, so I don't get very many UCs on tap. So when I get out there and they've got it on the tap, I'm always like, ooh, that goes down so smooth. I
That's
do. That
good
is
Steve.
honestly the only thing I really miss about living in Utica is, I mean, you miss people obviously, but the only thing I missed about being in Utica was getting UC on tap.
Hey, you know what? There's a brewery right across the street from the Nexus Center. You can do a Friday. If you're really looking to see what's going on, before you come to the Yeti game, before you come to the pregame, go do a tour over at the Utica, over at Utica Club.
Over at the
They,
brewery, the Saranac.
yeah, Friday afternoon brewery tours. So stop over there, do a brewery tour, then swing over to the pregame, have another Utica Club that's on tap, or possibly a cross check if it's on tap from Bag Square Brewery. And then obviously get over and take some samples and everything from Jimbo and see what the Snow Beads and Crafty Beach have. And there might be our friend Fran. He might be able to get there. I'm hoping with the maple syrup. As far as a lot of great things, we don't have any video because we gave the weekend off to the boys. I do know that they've all been training. They all know what's at stake. Props to the Oswego and the Spirit last week for a good game on the third. It was, I believe, 12-8 when it was called an injury. So it sounds like it was a great game. I went over the
Well, that's
scoring and
something
who
too.
played.
Is when you look at like a 12-8 score, that might sound like a bigger spread than it is, because really with box lacrosse and the game of runs that it is, it's not that uncommon for a team to go on a 4-goal run. So I
No,
mean,
not at
really,
all.
with 5 minutes left, an unfortunate injury, we obviously all hope that everybody's okay.
Right.
That's probably priority one when it comes to this. Is everybody's got full-time gigs and things. We want everybody to be healed up, and
Safety.
that is one nice thing about playing on the turf, is at least there is no bouncing off of the concrete at on at the igloo. So not only is it climate controlled, it's also got a little cushion for you from hitting the
Little
cement.
cushion. Little cushion.
Still
Yeah.
hurts, I bet, but it's
It still hurts. You get, and as far as it's going to be a great game. As far as Oswego's proven themselves, they beat up, not beat them up, but they put a good W on the Seneca team. So they're coming in feeling very strong. They've already beat us once by 4. So I'm
well, they're
assuming that they're coming in.
also
They're ready.
they're playing for second. I mean,
They're playing for second.
it's not like they're there just to spoil it for you. You guys are literally
Uh,
playing for that second
I ain't
place
gonna let,
spot.
I'll let our guys know then, and I know they already know because I've already spewed it a couple times in regards to here's a team that knocked us out of in our house last year out of the playoffs. I don't know. And I love Jason Webb. I love Dan Whitmer. I love Doc Nelson. I love the Oswego guys. They're all great guys. You want to talk rivalry? I love rivalry. You want to
Every
know what?
team in this division is a
It's a
rivalry, though. I mean,
rival.
there is no e-
Everyone.
everyone.
It's great.
And to
It's
watch that,
great.
yeah, to watch that Serpents game, the way that went
Yeah.
down for you guys, how I don't think anybody can watch that and not think that's going to be a rivalry as well.
That's a rivalry as well. I mean, at the very end, Murph, the one pitcher that he took hundreds and hundreds of pitchers, but the one that caught me was at the very end of Patty and Sully shaking hands. It was like that's what it's all about, right
How cool
there.
is that?
You
So
know,
Sully, 4 years into it, who really, uh, when Sully got into box lacrosse, Crosby was the number one he was watching all the time.
no, he
When
wasn't
he's
even on the team. He
oh
wasn't even on the team. It was Kobe Johnson. Kobe was our
well,
original goalie.
that's not a bad guy to learn from. I mean,
Well,
if you're
no, in regards to it, that was right after the COVID, and yeah,
yeah,
Kobe was our number one, Sully was number two, and Chuck was our number three,
that's awesome.
and everybody found their niche.
So
Actually,
what's up with
Sully started as at tryouts, came in as a assistant coach. And after watching tryouts, he's like, "Oh
I got to
no,
get out there.
no, I'm in on this." So once again, it lit a fire. It got a
So
passion burning again. So
But just like so, you've got Chuck who started out as the third string. Honestly, if anybody's never seen Mario play out, go ahead and watch that game last year. Was it against the Riverhawks that he came out and played?
it was at the Spirits.
Oh, it was the Spirits. So yeah,
It
go
was
watch that
Spirits.
game with the Spirits. And usually I try to save the Super Mario songs for when he's out playing. But this year I just wasn't able to because man, it was fun to watch him play. But another just an excellent lacrosse player who happens to play goalie as well.
Yeah, I mean, well, he's a field goalie and has never really, during drills, goalies normally aren't in the side to side shuffle, forward, backward. They're doing their goalie reps and everything. So to watch a guy, once again, here's another gentleman that served his country and was in the military. So props to him. The cat's jacked.
Mario?
Mario Diaz.
I
Yeah.
didn't know Mario was. So Sully's Air Force, right?
No, Sully's
Or Sully was
Army
Army.
as well.
Yeah, so Sully's
Special.
Army, and same with
Yeah.
Mario.
Yeah.
So what do they just have Army versus Marine every time Coleman comes down? They just start throwing them out,
Basically, they start heckling them.
start
As
talking smack.
Mike, Mike over at the Ilion Marine Corps League. He's an Army guy as well, and he's like, it took an Army guy to take care of the Marine Corps League. But props to all our guys. That's what makes it special. Like I said, and I think that's a lot why Mario and Sully work great together, is because they have that training, that background. They know that teamwork. What
Well,
brings you together? One is going to
right.
be better than
They
two.
also both are more of a team first. That's just in their personality. Anybody who knows Sully
Yes.
or Mario first. So like when we first got to meet Sully, he was playing regularly as far as he was a backup. He was always in.
Yep.
When we first got to meet Mario, the very first time he was out there, and I see Neil actually taking some time with him and getting to, which is just amazing. You figure it's like his third or fourth time playing box goalie, and he's got Neil Paulus like, hey, when you come across, try to move your it was just like nuts. But then then Mario, I mean, he's walking in literally and just asking us, you guys need anything carried? He knew I was kind of messed up, so he's one of those guys who goes out of his way to make sure that if you need anything, it's taken care of. So, like I said, Mario Diaz, I absolutely love that guy as a human.
Love him.
He's always been great to us. But for me, it was just so cool to watch that game where he played because literally he was the guy that was just carrying our gear, carrying in water, helping any way he could with the team. And now to see him getting that start, it's just like, oh, it was amazing.
It was good, great showing, and then he followed it up the following day over at the Mary Winder Center. And as far as when we played the Fire,
So
and
Paulie Gates, let's talk a
yeah,
second about him.
let's talk about Paulie.
So he that was his first like real action he got to see in Oneida as well, correct?
No, he stepped in goal up in Thousand Islands in I think the fourth quarter or fourth period. Sully at that point, I think he
And
probably
that's
dropped
right.
about
Mario was
he,
gone, and
he
then
probably dropped about at least 20 pounds. I mean, it wasn't as hot as it was last year, thank goodness, but still a goalie even at the igloo still loses weight because of sweat. So
so
it
yeah, so I mean, but just for Paulie Gates, this has been he's gotten a couple of reps or a couple of
he's
games
got
he's gotten to go in, but I mean, so it was his second real time seeing action,
second
but
second time, yes.
playing against
First
the
time really
Haudenosaunee Fire
uh,
team
yeah.
that
First plan. I mean, he came out of halftime getting the reps, not throwing into the wolves, the
yeah,
concept, into the fire
but
without getting warmed up.
I
So
just
yeah,
wanted to talk about the like how cool is that? So you go to this brand new, I mean, obviously one of the most beautiful facilities, and not just because it's new, but the attention to detail. Like as you're walking into that place, the whole atmosphere starts. You got the ponds, you've got this, you got that, and then you've got these guys who some of these guys didn't know what box lacrosse was 3, 4 years ago, and now they're getting to play against these guys in this, in just a really a historic event. I mean, so yeah, kudos. I just love to shout out guys like Paulie Gates who really you get your first, full action on the stream in Oneida and handling that pressure very well. I, want to give a chance to shout out Paulie Gates. What is his lacrosse background? He came into this from where?
he played it. I believe it was Morrisville.
Ah, he's one of them.
And he's one of them.
He's one of them.
He's one of them. Yes, you know it. Paul Gates last week had 12 saves in that game against the Fire, and it was excellent. He came out. He stood strong, learning the position still. Uses undersized equipment right now. So as far as a lot of these goalies, they're all decked out to their Cat 3 and in proper sizes and everything. But as far as a guy just getting into it, it's not a cheap sport to get into, and
Especially
especially at
that
goalie
position.
position.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly. So a lot has come from a little bit of help from goalie.
Little
That's the
here, a
cool
little
thing with
there.
our goalies is Sully's been upgrading as he's going and passes it on to Mario. Mario's been upgrading by Sully, and so it's been a passing along and it's made it affordable for some guys to afford some stuff to get into the sport. And it's great to see the opportunity for those who never had the opportunity. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I enjoy it, and just watching the play on the field it speaks for itself. As far as I don't have to sell anything. I enjoy.
Just got to get him
Sometimes
there. All
I
right.
need some. Sometimes I just need to shut up and let the play do it. That's what it's all
Let it do
about.
the
Let the
talking. All
let
right,
the
so
players play.
we've done another 15 minutes after we were only going to do 5 more. Paul Noecker, I can't wait till Friday. We will see you there Friday. What time? The 6:15 again. The festivities kick off.
Chad Plants goes on at 6:15 at the Utica Club Lounge. He'll play to 7:15, and then at 7:15, you'll start to see the lights dim down and get people ready for some starting lineups, and then we rock at 7:30. Face off 7:30.
Face off 7:30. I'm excited. I can't wait. Yeah, it's one of my favorite things. Yeti season comes. Unfortunately, it's a little shorter than I think it needs to be. Yeti season needs to be like 2 or 3 months of just game after game after game. Although I don't know if I could afford all that because we would
Well,
just
I
be
tell you
driving
one
out there
thing.
having a blast.
That's the cool thing, Greg. We are going to be playing against. I can announce. I was told so on September 16th at 6 p.m. We're going to be playing Team Germany at the World Games for a warm up inside the auditorium, not the Nexus Center, inside the Aud.
Woo!
So I'm very excited about that. With being of German heritage, I'm very excited. Hopefully, we'll do
So is that one group of people that can actually pronounce Necker by looking at it?
well, as long as I put the two dots on top of the O or the E, I believe it's the O.
I love that you don't even
If,
know.
I don't even know. There is a castle. We do have a castle. The Coke Castle is over in Germany. So I got blue blood. Believe it or not, this old boy's got blue blood. Oh
Blue blood.
yeah,
Blue bot.
German blue blood. German blue blood.
Aha.
But and then on the 18th of September at 7:30 p.m. we're playing Team Switzerland.
Ooh.
So as far as we are looking to possibly schedule another one, I've been in contact with a couple more teams. That's in September, and then obviously after that in October we have the Laxnate tournament, which Yeti will be in as well. Hoping to at least get it a Nexus Master Vito Hyundai Arena showing on Thursday. I'll definitely have a team there. I know the Yeti will be ready to play, so excited about that. Bang will be banging as well. So there's a lot of great things, and you'll see some Bang guys or Yeti guys on the Bang team because that's a cool thing where they've met guys throughout the world and they're on the Bang team.
It's
So they want
amazing
to
the
play with
amount of
them.
guys that play from the Bang. So I was talking to a kid from Iowa, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I played for the Bang City team before." I was like, "What? How?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I drove all the way to play in that Buffalo box tournament you guys filmed last year." I was like, "You guys are freaking nuts. These guys are driving
Yeah.
from Iowa." But yeah, as
Yeah.
usual, it's been a blast, Paul, and I can't wait till Friday. Everybody, the Utica Yeti channel, be there. We will probably do a little live from. I used Crafty Beach's phone last time. We'll catch a little music, show everybody. But do yourself a favor if you're within driving distance, which I would say is 2 hours. Get down to the Nexus Center. Do yourself a favor and get there. Josh, I better see you there. We haven't seen you yet this year, Josh.
We're waiting for you, Josh. I got
Waiting
down
on
there a
you.
couple times in Albany. It's time to come say Yeti Nation. See you Friday. Great season so far. What a score. Brandwide Distillery, Cortland, New York. Stop in. Say hello to Jimbo. Check out the shop. While you're at the shop, get yourself a little sampler. Sample that coffee liqueur. Have a little gin and tonic, maybe. And I know he's got that rumski. Stop in. It's what the Yeti drink. Join us on Monday nights. Toast with Brandwide Distillery, Utica Mac Incorporated. For all your sales and service needs, contact Branches Simile, CRM Commercial Residential Management. Contact Jason down at CRM, Robert Dix Jr. Insurance Agency. Contact Bobby Dix, Rome Sign and Display Company, where we get all our banners here at the Yeti outfit. Liberty Affordable Housing. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, local representative and a friend of the Yeti. The B-Dry System, water issues in your basement, on your property, contact Brandon at B-Dry. Inside, outside, they can dry you out. Water no more. Family Landscape, make your neighbors green with envy. Contact Russ, make your yard Yeti ready. CBI Cables, what the pros use. Custom audio, custom video, network and power cables built for your needs. CBI Cables, plug them in. Norris Candy, home of the original candy turkey joints. Check them out online or stop in 321 North Dockstader Ave in Rome, New York. Bag Square Brewing Company, downtown Utica. Authentic German beer, authentic German food. Try this schnitzel. Ask for a cross check. Utica's finest barber shop. Contact Jordan Baldwin or Kevin Beach on Booksy.com. It's where Crosscheck gets his haircuts. Duratagre for all your new construction plumbing needs. Outside, inside, all around the town. Contact Dura. You need the pipe? They have the pipes. Utica Club Lounge, where the Yeti hang out pre-game and post-game. Incredible food. We have live music. Have a drink with the Yeti. Get some autographs. Bay Farms, where the beef's at. Where the hay's at. Contact Jimmy Fay. Master Vito Hyundai. Make your move to Master Vito. The Yeti have. It's been a great season so far. What a score. Brandwide Distillery, Cortland, New York. Stop in. Say hello to Jimbo. Check out the shop. While you're at the shop, get yourself a little sampler. Sample that coffee liqueur. Have a little gin and tonic, maybe. And I know he's got that rumski. Stop in. It's what the Yeti drink. Join us on Monday nights. Toast with Brandwide Distillery, Utica Mac Incorporated. For all your sales and service needs, contact Branches Simile, CRM Commercial Residential Management. Contact Jason down at CRM, Robert Dix Jr.